in the dark where secrets fall.
Welcome to Sleepy Horror Tales, where every whispered legend comes alive in the dead of night. Tonight, we delve into a chilling tale from the heart of Vietnam, a story of drowned souls, cursed bridges, and lost destinies. Imagine a moonlit river winding through forgotten marshlands where ancient spirits, condemned to an eternal watery prison, reach out for the living. This is not just a ghost story, it is a testament to the power of folklore and the relentless pull of fate. In the quiet rustle of the reeds and the mournful echo of a distant cry, you will discover the tragic destiny of an oil seller, a compassionate frog catcher, and the doomed lovers whose lives were claimed by the relentless force of water ghosts. As you journey with us tonight, let your imagination wander along the fragile boundary between reality and the supernatural, and prepare to be captivated by a legacy steeped in sorrow, mystery, and the enduring power of ancient curses. So, dim the lights, settle into your favorite corner, and allow the eerie melody of the night to carry you away into the realm of sleepy horror tales. In a remote Vietnamese village, where time seems to have forgotten its passage, a legend has endured through countless generations. The tale speaks of tormented spirits, drowned souls doomed to remain in the murky depths of rivers, swamps, and ponds. Known as the water ghosts, these tortured entities are condemned to wander in limbo until they can claim the life of another. Only then might they escape their watery prison and begin a new existence. This is a story of fate, loss, and the unyielding power of ancient curses, a tale that binds the lives of two lifelong friends, doomed young lovers, and the sensitive student who dares to confront the supernatural. In a small riverside hamlet, two friends had grown up together. One was an oil seller, renowned for rising at dawn to fetch his wares, and the other, a humble frog catcher, who roamed the night in search of amphibians destined for the market. Their lives, simple and intertwined, depended on a rickety bamboo bridge that spanned the slow-moving river winding through vast marshlands. This dilapidated bridge, creaking under the weight of each passing day, was as much a part of their routine as it was a silent witness to local lore. One humid evening, as the sky deepened into twilight, the frog catcher found himself wandering near the swamp, drawn by an agonized cry that pierced the stillness of the night. Following the sound, he discovered two small birds, one with a gentle, plaintive chirp and the other emitting a raspy call ensnared in a crude trap meant for frogs. Compassion stirred within him, and without hesitation, he freed the creatures from their confines. In a moment of hushed gratitude, the birds vowed that one day they would repay his kindness. That night, while the oil seller prepared for his early morning journey to the market, the birds returned with a message. In soft, trembling voices, they spoke of a terrible fate. Deep beneath the bamboo bridge, two water ghosts stirred with malevolent intent. These spirits, imprisoned in the cold depths of the river, yearned for release. A release that could only be achieved by pulling unsuspecting souls into their watery domain. Their deadline was harsh. Within 7 days, they must claim the lives of the living. If they failed, their restless existence would be condemned to eternal wandering. Despite the birds' earnest warning, the oil seller dismissed the tale as nothing more than superstition. Yet his closest friend, the frog catcher, could not shake the feeling of dread that had taken root within him. A sense of foreboding shadowed his every step as he accompanied his friend across the fragile bridge. Under a sliver of a crescent moon, as the two men made their daily crossing, fate intervened. Without warning, a mysterious force seized the oil seller. In an instant filled with panic and helplessness, his companion could only watch as his friend was violently dragged into the dark, swirling river. The scene that followed was one of profound tragedy. In the cold pre-dawn light, the oil seller's lifeless form was discovered drifting among the tangled reeds and silt. His body, half submerged in the dark water, bore the marks of an unseen power. The once familiar bridge now exuded an aura of malediction, a place where life and death had collided under the influence of vengeful spirits. The village, shaken by the inexplicable event, whispered of curses and ancient debts that must be paid. The loss of the oil seller weighed heavily on the frog catcher. Consumed by guilt and sorrow, he vowed to unravel the mystery behind the water ghosts. Every night thereafter, in the solitude of his modest dwelling, he pored over old manuscripts and listened to the murmurs of local elders who spoke in hushed tones of supernatural retribution. His quest for understanding was not merely an academic pursuit. It was a desperate bid to redeem his friend's untimely fate and to prevent further tragedies from befalling those he held dear. Not far from the village, in a bustling town where tradition met modernity, another story of doomed destiny was unfolding. Here, amidst the verdant countryside and flowing streams, the teenagers found themselves swept away by the tempest of youthful passion. The young man, full of daring and the sense of invincibility, and the headstrong young woman, defiant of her parents' stern expectations, had kindled a romance that burned fiercely despite the warnings of elders. On a warm, languid afternoon, after a day filled with secret rendezvous and whispered promises, the couple and their close-knit group of friends decided to escape the heat by taking a midnight swim in a nearby stream. They gathered on an old wooden bridge, its weathered planks holding stories of generations past, and soon the atmosphere turned festive with laughter and carefree abandon. The young man, known throughout the town for his prowess in swimming, led the group into the cool, inviting water. The young woman, though initially apprehensive due to her lack of experience in the water, clung tightly to her beloved for comfort and safety. As the night wore on and the revelry intensified, the joyful clamor of youth masked an unseen threat lurking in the depths. The water, usually a benign presence in their lives, was about to become the stage for a horror that transcended time. In the deep silence before the break of dawn, an unearthly chill descended upon the group. Without warning, as the intoxication of the night began to fade, the young woman felt an inexplicable force grip her delicate hand. It was as if icy tendrils reached up from the water, intent on pulling her away from the surface. Her terrified cry cut through the stillness, and in an instant, the young man dove into the water to rescue her. But the river was no longer a gentle stream. It had become a vortex of supernatural energy. The currents, animated by the restless souls of those who had long ago drowned, surged with unnatural strength. In a desperate struggle against the unseen power, the couple fought to stay afloat, their limbs flailing in a battle for survival. The water churned and roiled, concealing the grim fate that awaited them. When the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the friends discovered that the lovers were nowhere to be found. The river, now a silent testament to the forces at play, had swallowed them whole. The disappearance of the young couple ignited a wave of fear and sorrow throughout the town. Rumors spread that the water ghosts had claimed two more souls, adding their tragic story to the tapestry of local legends. The tragedy served as a grim reminder that the boundaries between the living and the dead were perilously thin, and that ancient curses could rise at any moment to exact their terrible toll. Years passed since the dreadful events on the bridge and the loss of the young lovers. Life in the region continued, though a palpable tension lingered in the air. Amidst the changing seasons and the march of modernity, one young student, named Kwai Ni, found herself inexplicably drawn into the legacy of the water ghosts. Attending high school in a town that balanced tradition with contemporary influences, she was an ordinary girl with extraordinary sensitivity to the unseen. Every day as Kwai Ni made her way to school, she had to cross an old, creaking bridge that spanned a small stream. At first, the bridge was merely a part of her daily routine, but soon a subtle, persistent sensation began to trouble her. At precisely 5 p.m. each day, a chill would creep up her spine, as though icy fingers traced their way along her back. A soft, rhythmic drip like water falling slowly seemed to echo in her ears. The sound was barely noticeable at first, but it grew steadily into an almost hypnotic refrain. Haunted by this recurring phenomenon, Kwai Ni started keeping a journal. She recorded the time, the weather, and every detail of her experience on the bridge. Over days that melted into weeks, her entries painted a picture of mounting dread, a feeling that something or someone was following her. The bridge, once a mundane structure, now appeared as a threshold between two realms, the familiar world of the living and the shadowy domain inhabited by sorrowful spirits. Unable to bear the weight of her fear alone, Kwai Ni sought the counsel of a respected local spiritual advisor, known for his mastery of ancient rituals and supernatural lore. In a modest temple filled with the scent of incense and the sound of whispered prayers, the elderly man listened intently to her account. His eyes, deep and knowing, betrayed a grave understanding of the forces at work. He explained that the sensations she experienced were likely caused by the residual energies of a water ghost, a restless spirit whose fate had been sealed long ago by an untimely death in the river. This ghost, he said, was bound by unfulfilled longing and sorrow, and had latched onto Kwai Ni's life, intent on drawing her into its eternal grief. The advisor proceeded to perform a ritual designed to pacify the tormented spirit. With measured precision, he lit incense, chanted sacred verses, and fashioned a small talisman of protective wood and prayer beads, which he tied around Kwai Ni's wrist. The ritual was conducted with solemnity and care, aiming not to banish the spirit entirely, but to mitigate its influence and restore a semblance of balance to her life. In the days that followed, the oppressive chill that once enveloped the bridge began to recede. The constant drip of phantom water faded into memory, and Kwai Ni slowly reclaimed her sense of normalcy. Though the shadow of the water ghost lingered at the edges of her consciousness, the young student learned to navigate her world with renewed resolve and an enriched understanding of the delicate interplay between the tangible and the ethereal. Her experience, marked by fear and courage, resonated deeply with those around her. In a community where ancient legends were passed down as both warnings and wisdom, Kwai Ni's ordeal became a testament to the power of tradition. It was a reminder that even in the modern era, where rationality often reigns, there remains a profound connection to the mysteries of the past, a connection that can both haunt and heal. The story of the water ghosts, spanning the tragic fate of the oil seller and his companion, the ill-fated romance of two young lovers, and the haunting journey of Kwai Ni, has woven itself into the fabric of local lore. The ancient bamboo bridge, once a mere passage over a quiet river, now stands as a silent monument to the forces that govern the boundary between life and death. The cursed souls, forever bound to the water, serve as a somber reminder that the past is never truly lost. The restless spirits echo in the murmurs of the wind and the gentle flow of the river, whispering secrets of sorrow, regret, and the inescapable pull of fate. In the quiet moments before dawn, when the world seems suspended between sleep and awakening, one might still sense the presence of these water ghosts, a spectral legacy of lives cut short and promises unfulfilled. For those who traverse the old bridge, the memory of these tragedies is a cautionary tale, to heed the warnings of ancient lore and to respect the power of nature's unseen forces. Whether one believes in the supernatural or regards these stories as mere folklore, the impact of such legends endures. They remind us that beneath the surface of everyday life lies a realm of mystery and wonder, a realm where the boundary between the living and the dead is as fragile as the reed swaying in the river's current. In this legacy of loss and redemption, the hope remains that through understanding and reverence for one's cultural heritage, even the darkest curses can be softened. The ritual performed for Kwai Ni was not an act of complete exorcism, but a step toward harmony, a symbolic gesture acknowledging that while the past may haunt us, it can also guide us toward a future where we learn to live with both our pain and our resilience. Thus, the tale of the water ghosts endures not only as a story of tragic fates, but also as a chronicle of human endurance. It invites each listener to reflect on the unseen currents that shape our lives, the silent forces that connect us to those who came before, and the ever-present possibility that even in our darkest moments, there's a path to redemption. For every individual who has ever felt the inexplicable chill of a midnight breeze or the quiet murmur of a distant stream, this tale serves as both a warning and an ode, a call to remember that the boundary between myth and reality is often as thin as a ripple on water. In the end, the curse of the drowned souls is not merely a spectral menace, but a reflection of the depths of human emotion, as a reminder that the struggles of the heart and the mysteries of the spirit are forever intertwined. In the soft glow of early morning, when the mist rises from the river and the old bridge stands silently over dark waters, one can almost hear the echoes of those long-lost voices. They are the whispers of souls who, in their quest for freedom, left behind stories that continue to ripple through time. And for those who dare to listen, the legacy of the water ghost offers both a chilling glimpse into the supernatural and a profound meditation on the enduring power of folklore. As tonight's tale fades into silence, the water ghosts remain, bound to the depths, forever trapped between worlds. Their story has been told, yet the echoes of their sorrows still ripple beneath the surface. The bridges we cross, in both life and death, carry the weight of what lingers: memories, regrets, and whispers from the past. Thank you for joining us on this eerie journey through Vietnamese folklore. If these stories stirred something within you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Sleepy Horror Tales for more chilling legends from beyond the veil. Until next time, remember, in the stillness of night, the supernatural is never far. Sleep well, if you can.
Is it the wind or a cold